The Industrial Revolution began in the late 18th century in Great Britain, marked by widespread technological advancements in textiles, iron-making, and coal mining. Three critical components contributed to its inception: the rise of capitalism, the rise in European imperialism, and the agricultural revolution. Great Britain's endorsement of laissez-faire capitalism allowed entrepreneurs to operate with little government oversight, encouraging investment in new technologies and production methods. The wealth from British capitalists drove innovations that mechanized industries and reduced costs. European imperialism granted Britain access to resources from colonies worldwide. By controlling supplies of raw materials and opening new markets for manufactured goods, British industrialists pushed the nation's economy forward. Raw materials imported cheaply from colonies, paired with mass-produced goods, exploded onto the global market. The agricultural revolution also played a key role. Improved farming practices such as crop rotation, selective breeding of livestock, and better tools increased food production while requiring fewer labourers. This surplus labour force was available to work in factories, and cheaper food prices allowed workers to spend their earnings on manufactured goods. Great Britain's unique geographical and demographic advantages, including abundant coal deposits and a dense population, further facilitated industrialisation. The combination of these factors provided the foundation for the Industrial Revolution. With each element feeding the next, innovations needed funding, the growing workforce needed jobs, imperial ventures supplied raw materials and new markets. The Industrial Revolution transformed nearly every industry, with textile production leading the charge. Advances in transportation, such as improved roads, canals and railroads, considerably augmented trade efficiency. The integration of an industrial-based society drastically changed places where only agrarian cultures had previously thrived, with industrial towns like Manchester becoming centres of production. Technological advancements drove significant changes across various industries during the Industrial Revolution. The mechanisation of the textile industry transformed Britain into an industrial powerhouse. Inventions such as James Hargreaves's spinning jenny and Richard Arkwright's water frame increased productivity and consistency in thread production, leading to the establishment of textile factories. The development of steam engines marked another monumental stride. James Watt's improvements in the 1760s revolutionised the steam engine, making it an efficient and reliable power source. Steam engines found widespread industrial use, including in transportation, with railways and steam-powered ships crisscrossing England and later the world. Advancements in iron-making also altered industrial landscapes. The transition from charcoal to coke for iron smelting, introduced by Abraham Darby in 1709, allowed for higher furnace temperatures and enhanced efficiency. Further developments, such as Henry Court's puddling process and grooved rollers, established the fundamentals for mass production of high-quality iron, making it a ubiquitous material for infrastructure. These technological breakthroughs were interconnected, with each advancement feeding into others. Mechanized textiles required refined iron tools and efficient power sources, while improved iron production provided more effective machinery for various industries. The ripple effects extended to agricultural implements, transportation networks, and international trade. The remarkable leap in efficiency and productivity boosted Britain's industrial output and laid the foundation for global industrialization. The technologies developed during the Industrial Revolution became templates for future manufacturing practices worldwide, solidifying the period as a cornerstone of modern industrial processes and societal structures. The Industrial Revolution profoundly impacted society, transforming labour patterns and living conditions. The rise of mechanization, concentrated industry and sprawling factories, drawing labour from rural communities into rapidly growing urban centres. Urbanisation exploded, with cities like Manchester and Birmingham experiencing significant growth. However, rapid urban expansion often outpaced infrastructure development, leading to unsanitary living conditions, poverty, and public health crises. Factory labour fundamentally altered the nature of work, introducing rigidity and regulatory oversight. Preset hours and relentless pace dictated by machines marked a change from the relative autonomy of the putting out system. Repetitive tasks in controlled environments risked physical injury and other stresses. Child labour became a stark indicator of the human cost of industrial progress. Driven by economic need and the demand for inexpensive labour, children worked long hours under perilous conditions in factories and coal mines. Health conditions were often appalling, with cotton fibres causing respiratory issues in mills and miners facing cave-ins and lung diseases. These harsh conditions necessitated labour laws and social reforms. Public outcry spurred legislative efforts to ameliorate child labour conditions, such as Britain's Factory Acts of the 1830s. Broader reforms aimed at elevating living standards and ensuring worker safety emerged, laying the foundation for modern labour laws addressing work hour limitations, minimum wage requirements, and safe working environments. The Industrial Revolution pivoted societies toward progressive growth trajectories while confronting humanity with unprecedented ethical, social, and legislative challenges. The adverse experiences of early industrial workers catalyzed informed transformation, shaping labour protections and social reforms that continue to evolve to this day. As the Industrial Revolution gained momentum in Britain, its transformative impact inevitably spread. Soon, other parts of Europe and North America began to witness similar waves of industrialization. This expansion was not merely about adopting new machinery and techniques, it was about embracing an entirely different socio-economic framework. The earliest adopters of British innovations were those with comparable conditions: ample resources, political stability, and an entrepreneurial spirit. France and Belgium saw industrialization in the early 19th century, fueled by particular conditions in human and natural resources. The French emphasis on national unity post-revolution provided fertile ground for developments in railways and factories, while Belgium's dense population and coal reserves made it the second epicenter of industrial zeal. Germany followed suit, with its states eventually coalescing into the German Empire by the latter half of the century. The Zollverein, established in 1834, eased trade barriers between German states, making way for the seamless spread of industrial technology. Consequently, the Ruhr region evolved into a bustling hub for coal and steel, key economic drivers that underscored Europe's gradual embracing of mass production. Across the Atlantic, the United States emerged as a significant player in the industrial arena. Initially importing technology and expertise from Britain, the US saw advancements in textile manufacturing, transportation, and communication. The rise of American factories was closely linked to the expansion of railways and telegraph systems, setting a formidable pace for economic development. The Transcontinental Railroad, linking the country's eastern and western seaboards, opened up possibilities for commerce and migration. Alongside railroads, the United States also saw advancements in iron and steel production, bolstered by the Bessemer process. Steel mills spread from Pennsylvania to Ohio, making products more affordable and cities more connected. The effect of this global industrial spread extended beyond Europe and North America, eventually touching almost every corner of the globe. Regions previously seen as peripheral became newly valuable due to their raw materials, a profound byproduct of colonial legacies. The global demand for commodities expanded cultivation zones and disrupted indigenous economies. Cotton production increased dramatically, particularly in the southern United States. Rubber plantations spread across Southeast Asia, transforming local economies too. Mining operations intensified in Africa and South America to meet the demand for industrial metals. The socio-economic implications were massive. Goods could be produced on scales unimaginable before, leading to bustling trading ports and establishing international trade networks that heightened economic interdependence. This shift centralized economies from an agrarian dependency to manufacturing might. Social structures evolved dramatically with these changes. Urbanization echoed everywhere industrialization took root, reshaping demographics and nudging people into new social hierarchies defined less by land ownership and more by proximity to production hubs and integration within market-driven capitalism. Globally, labor movements gained traction as workers sought better conditions and pay. Factories demanded mass labor migrations, straining pre-industrial work harmony and compelling international labor reforms. Strides in labor rights, stood testament to humanity's resilient efforts for justice. The long-term effects of the Industrial Revolution sculpted prospects for future modernization paths. Standardizations introduced triggered reliance on machinery that set benchmarks for efficiency, influencing modern industrial practices today. The underlying principles birthing these radical shifts resonate in advancements across wide-ranging fields. The Industrial Revolution's legacies continue to shape our world, from agronomy to interplanetary aspirations. Its impact on human resilience, innovation, and societal transformation remains a guiding force in our ongoing journey of progress. The Industrial Revolution was a transformative period that reshaped economies, societies, and industries. Its profound impact continues to influence modern industrial practices and societal structures. Understanding the factors that contributed to this monumental shift provides valuable insights into how innovation and socio-economic changes can drive progress.